Well, well, well. If it isn't Siren and What the Beat. Welcome in. I appreciate everyone stopping by. I don't know what's going on with my notifications. I gotta get over to YouTube and check them because I am not seeing Flip's community posts in time when he, puts them out. And so I just literally saw the message that said he wasn't going to be able to stream tonight, which is fine. Um, but I was like sitting here and I'm like waiting. I'm like, oh, well, maybe he's pushing late tonight. I looked at his page, but I didn't think to go to the community tab and check for posts. So, you know, it is what it is. Meanwhile, I have a headache. I feel under the weather. Um, I didn't get a whole lot done with work today. I actually, in the afternoon, I will not lie to you, I took some NyQuil and knocked myself out for a couple hours, which seemed to have helped a little bit. Just throw rolls wherever. And so we're going to continue the paper. All of the giveaways, Ringmaster Ray, welcome to the stream. All of the giveaway envelopes and packages went out today. So those of you that had anything, I am currently, well, not completely package free. I have one. And this one is an interesting one. One of my buddies, one of the longest buddies that I have on YouTube, actually found me on, maybe it was Instagram, the new Instagram account. And he was like, hey, is this you? And I'm like, yeah. And so he started, we've been talking the last couple of weeks, and he's been talking, interested in silver and in, investing, hedging against inflation and whatnot. And so he was talking to me, and, I gave him some advice and told him the places that you can buy and different things. And so he hit me up, and he was like, yeah, like, I think I'm seriously going to buy some, blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you recommend? And I told him, like, oh, there's YouTube auctions. They're, legit. Most of the ones I know of anyway. I said you can go to any one of the online retailers. You're probably going to pay a little more, but, those are there too. You can find a coin shop near you, da-da-da. But I said, really, I have enough. It's his first soiree into precious metals. So I was talking to him, and he's like, well, what can I get for, this dollar amount? And I'm kind of running stuff by him. I'm like, 10 ounces of gold, or 10 ounces of silver is this. A 10th ounce of gold is this. You have this, you have this. But I was, obviously being their first purchase, you want to keep any of the premiums out of it as much as you can, so they get as much for their purchase as they can. So we actually settled on 90%. So I offloaded some of that to him, and in true buddy form, I gave him the best price that I pretty much could. A price lower than he can find it anywhere. I mean, maybe he could find the same deal if he combed auctions and YouTube auctions and Facebook Marketplace and all that, but taking time into consideration and ease, since I already have his address, he already knows me, trusts me, all of these things. I gave him a price, told him what I could give him. He agreed, so I got it packaged up, and it's going out tomorrow. So another one in the books. I actually am starting somebody's stack with 90%. So I'm really happy about that. Just, almost more for his sake than mine. I don't necessarily care about spreading the gospel that much. The people that want to hear the message or realize the importance will come to us in due time, hopefully before it's too late. But I thought it important to try to make his first, purchase a nice one, easy, and so it seems like I've been able to do that. What is that? Is that 60? Yeah, it's 60. So that was nice. And I started them off with, junk, which is, I think most of us would agree, it's one of the better values. I don't know what's going on with Buffalo's, but my guy had like 7 when I stopped in there a few days ago, like barely any. And he said they're flying off the shelves. He can't find them. So, he can find them, but as soon as he gets them, they disappear. So they're not there long. I am going to stop by there tomorrow, probably, and just see what he has going on, if he's picked anything up. There's a nice red 78. Shame it's not in slightly better shape. But that's good. Another stacker, hopefully. And it may just be, very small for him. I'm sure it's going to take time to accumulate and build on that. But even right now, he'll know that he has something. And he can feel that weight in his hands. And once you get to that point, it kind of changes you a little bit. You hold something in your hands. You hold, a few $100 bills or a stack of hundreds, whatever, and it doesn't feel like anything. Really. It feels like somebody says this is worth something. You don't feel the value. You hold a few $100s of precious metals in your hand, and you feel the value. I still remember the first time I held a 10-ounce bar, and I was like, okay, this is something. Unfortunately, that something had a much lower price the first time I held it than it does now, but it still remains. So keep that ick on that side of the screen. What's going on? What's the ick? Hello, what the beep? I like Siren's emojis. She's very upbeat with her. Wait, is that 2009? No. She's very upbeat with her emojis. There's a really nice 79. Yeah, I still have hopes for finding an Indian head scent in here one day. So far, no luck. 92, not a close AM. And I flipped up. Where is it? It's hiding over here next to my medicine. I flipped up the pink penny. Yeah, I don't care that it's, I'm sure, artificial toning from some, otherworldly source. But the back's got some pinks and some greens in it. The front's just almost solid pink. This thing is très cool. I like it. Pink penny. And I don't know what anyone's going to think about this, but I rinsed it in water, like just, cold tap water, and pat it dry, very gently with a microfiber towel, just to see if any of this would come off easily, or if it was something, that would affect it, and it doesn't seem to have. So, uh-oh. Let's see. Well, not their first piece, Constitutional. It's a bunch of Constitutional silver, 90%. I'm not going to say how much he spent. For a first purchase, it's pretty substantial, but I got it packed up, and it's heading out tomorrow with the mail. And so, yeah, we were just talking. you know, over the last couple of weeks, and it sounded like he was ready to make a purchase, and I wanted to make it easy on him. You know, the first time or two, it's, you know, buying online isn't as scary as it used to be, but, you know, you're spending money on some metal. At least at that point, it's a little different in the headspace than just spending some money. And it's, you know, usually it's a lot of money for what you're getting. I mean, you tell somebody that you just bought a bunch of quarters for a few $100s, and you might get some crazy looks, right? And then Ray says, I need to study your other channel. My 2004 Silverado started having problems with the transmission. It won't shift into a higher gear and says it's hot. Your fluid may be low. So I was never good with all the lingo. I was never a professional mechanic, but the torque converter from the transmission has to be fully filled with oil, or well, with transmission fluid once it's warmed up and ready to go. If that's not, I've seen similar situations where it won't shift at the right times, like the right RPM. It'll run high and then eventually shift, or in some cases not want to shift at all, and that varies due to the temperature of the transmission fluid in the transmission. So if you noticed, well, you check the fluid while it's hot, right? Like after you've been driving the car for more than 30 minutes, right? Because that's when it warms up is when you check transmission fluid. It's actually the opposite of oil. So that can be a factor. Either that, or if it's like kind of intermittent, it could be one of your shift solenoids going bad. Could also be something as simple as a transmission filter, but by the time somebody tears apart your transmission, you're in for it for way more than what the filter's going to cost you in labor. But okay, so if it's intermittent, it's probably 2004. I'm betting are the electric solenoids. It's not hard to change one. It's easier if you have a lift, because you'll have to drop the transmission pan. 2004 Silverado shouldn't be that bad. But, you know, that will entail draining all the fluid, dropping the pan. The solenoid itself is easy to replace. It's all the other stuff that goes with it. Making sure that gasket's good when you put the pan back on, torquing everything down correctly in the specified pattern. You can Google and get all of that information. It's definitely something you could do, but it just depends on what you're working with. If all you have to work in is a gravel driveway in the rain, probably not a fun job. If you can jack it up and get enough room to get under there and actually work on it in a decent fashion, then it shouldn't really be that bad. But the only downside is it's still a guess until you tear it apart. And if you get to the point to where you drain your fluid, check the fluid. Take like a magnet and run it through that oil or the drain pan, whatever you've used to catch that fluid, and see if you have a bunch of metal shavings in that fluid. You should have some, like the small amount is kind of normal, but if it's, you know, if you pull that magnet out and it looks like it's growing, you know, a little metal bush on it, that's probably excessive, and that could be signs of another problem. You know, maybe you're actually eating gears or something like that. But yeah, it could be something as simple as a transmission solenoid. I don't know what shops are charging now. I know before COVID and the pandemic or whatever, it was, at least in my area, kind of expensive. But if you found like a dedicated transmission shop, it might not be so bad to get that checked out at a shop. It may not. And that's hopefully a guarantee that, you know, by the time they call you to give it back to you, it's going to be drivable. Whereas, you know, tinkering with it in your driveway, you may find a bigger problem than you were hoping for. But yeah, shift solenoids, it depends on the transmission, but some of them have like one, some of them have multiple for multiple gears, and so it just kind of depends. But that could be going out, and then it's just not getting that signal to shift. If you notice, I mean, I'm sure it's not happening probably in the lower gears. You said, where'd you go? How far was that back? Knows what I do. Supposed to be true. Okay, that's constitutional. Won't shift into higher gear. What gear? See, now you got me on a different tangent. What gear are you having the issues with? Because that'll tell you if it's limited to like a gear or two, and maybe they're low. Try manually shifting. If when you manually shift using the shifter, if assuming that you can into the gears in question, and everything seems fine there, and it's just not shifting automatically, it's almost certainly a shift solenoid. But fourth up to third, okay. Yeah, you probably don't have third in the truck, I'm guessing. 2004 usually only has like first and second, or like low and second, or something like that. But yeah, look it up. You may even be able to YouTube, you know, 04 Silverado shift solenoid replacement, and kind of get an idea for what that job looks like and what's entailed. I never did a whole lot of transmissions myself. I fix lines, I do some other stuff, leaks, drain, refill, those kinds of things. But is that a small date? It's a small date. Let me get in here on it. Yeah, that's a small date. What's she weigh? What does she weigh? But yeah, look around and see. I never tore a transmission apart on video or anything like that. But somebody has, undoubtedly. And that'll get you an idea of what you're looking. Zinc. Of course. I need that from my book. Also, Ray, when you get time, it sounds like you have bigger fish to fry at the moment. But check when you get time, check and see if you have, I think you said you had rolls maybe of 2009 nickels. See if you have those. That's a large state. But it's copper. We're going to keep that one because I took the time to weigh it. And see if you have those. And if you do, drop me an email, because I'm already purchasing a couple other nickels. I'm cheating on the book. We know I wasn't going to get the war nickels anyway, so I bought a set. I know I have a set in the Capitol, and so my plan here is to get this other set, look through both of them that I have, and I know this sounds bad, but put the worst examples in the book, fill one of the two holders that I have left, probably the Capitol, or if the other one's in better shape, fill that one with the better examples, and go from there. That's my plan anyway. Now I gotta catch up. yeah, Lucas transmission additive may help. You just have to be careful not to overfill. Overfilling on a transmission it's not horrible, not completely, but it's not good either. It can cause a lot of problems down the road. It may not hurt you straight away. Large date. But it's copper. See, I get more copper when I have the scale out. But yeah, you got to be careful. I actually, Lucas, well, when I was doing my own oil changes on the new car, I'm taking it to a dealer, that whole thing with the warranty. But when I change my own oil, like my old beater that I have as a backup, I put Lucas in everything. Transmission, I do the fuel system cleaner, and I put in the oil additive. That stuff, it's very good, and it helps keep problems away. It helps fix some problems like carbon buildup for the fuel system cleaner and things. And a lot of them talk about it. Lucas does a pretty good job if you do it every couple, gas fill-ups or every few months, and keep up on that. It does a really good job. So, yeah, there's my 30-second ad for Lucas. Hold on, let me get back to Constitutional's comment here. Very cool guy that works at the, I'm guessing that maybe me should say Played. I get money orders from, who knows, he expressed interest too, so I'm going to get him started with giving him a buffalo. Yeah. Yeah, and I wanted to, but I'm kind of low on buffaloes. You know what I mean? Like, I traded a bunch. Jam Patriot was in one of the trade days or something to that effect, was putting out some deals and was trading. And I got rid of some, probably, and then when I kind of took inventory sometime later, I was like, I probably got rid of more than not that I care about, but more than I would have wanted. So I don't have as many buffaloes on hand, which is why I went to the junk, because I have a lot of junk. Constitutional, as we call it. I'm going to weigh the 83. One of these days, I'm going to find a copper 83, or I've probably passed one up already, knowing my luck. But yeah, starting somebody out on stacking, or let's not even call it stacking, just hedging, I guess you would say. Showing them that their money is worth more sitting in something like silver or possibly even copper is a better place to store it than your bank account, is kind of eye-opening for some people. They don't really think about that on a regular basis, but now with inflation at the forefront, there's a really nice 72 with a thick rim. More people are turning that leaf and looking at it a little differently. The problem is, for most people, they're late. Okay. Wait, thanks for the up on third. I rebuilt the transfer case and the drive shaft 2 years ago. Okay, so, yeah. If you didn't notice anything crazy then you're probably good. Hopefully it's just, the shift solenoid. I'm trying to think. I mean, there are some other, more complex. I'm sure there's, a circuit board or something in there that could be going bad. Yeah, that's probably it. I do know I had a truck, and it didn't miss shifts, but it had hard shifts. and I bought a thing to trick the transmission into thinking it was at a higher temperature constantly to change the way that it shifts, and it would shift smoother, it would shift better, was a lot more responsive. Man, copper's getting scarce in this box. And it would shift better. Now, in my case, for that truck, that was only, well, years ago, it was only, I think, about 50 or 60 bucks. But that doesn't sound like the problem that you're having. You're having some kind of electromechanical issue with yours that it feels like it should be shifting, but it's just not getting, hopefully, the signal. Shift solenoid probably should be, I think they were around $100 last time I looked at them in general. So with the electronics going up, they may be a little pricier, but if that's it and you can get to it, might save you a costly repair. 82. I really need to weigh the 82s more, but this box is just so sad for copper. I don't feel like I'm going to find anything special at this point because I'm not even seeing lots of copper. Seeing lots and lots of new pennies. I got a couple Lincolns here that we found before, the commemoratives, but only one of those is in like really good shape. 92. What's the AM look like? It's wide. I like the fact that on a clean penny or cent, I can actually see the AM now because I've trained my eye enough. As long as it's not marred up or got some kind of buildup, I can just kind of look at it in the right light and see the AM now without a loop or anything, so that's nice. Yeah, so let's get back on Plaid Pantry. It's like 7-Eleven. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not familiar. I'm not hip to that. Plaid. I did, there's a guy, he's one of the technicians at work, and I was talking to him, he was talking about investing, we were talking about our stock portfolios and how bad they're doing and stuff like that, and so I brought up the topic of silver, and he says he's going to, ooh, there's a really nice red 82. Large days, probably zinc. Let's see if I can guess. Hold on, I haven't put it on the scale yet. Let me hold the zinc in this hand. Yeah, I think it's copper. It is. You can feel it. You really can if you try. Man, that might be a book one. I'm gonna set that to the side. That might be a book one. But he says he's gonna get some. I've asked him, I think like once or twice since then if he's bought anything, and he said no. Yeah, I don't pry or anything, but I did tell him because he's like, oh, I think I'm going to save up and just buy a bunch, and I was like, maybe don't do that. Just buy some every now and again, maybe once or twice a month or however, you want to do it. But I said, if you do buy a whole bunch for your first purchase and, by some means the market goes down by like $1, then you're going to not feel so great. I said, if you buy a little bit every day, or not every day, but every time, then, you're going to be better off. It may not look like it in the immediate, but, later, you'll feel better about your average purchase price. Did you just call me junk? Yes, I did. Junk. I don't know. I heard somebody refer to constitutional silver in some weird fashion the other day. They called it, a lot of people call it like 90% stuff, but I can't remember at the exact moment what term the guy used. but it was like I don't think I'd ever heard it before, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, and it's not very favorable either. It's I forget what he called it, but it was just like some other term because he didn't want to like, you know, bother people. Some like to call it junk, some like to call it constitutional. I think he called it like, what did he call it? Obsolete government backed silver. So he, you know, like one of those people who put way too much spin on it. But it was kind of interesting to hear him state it like that. 92. It's got crap on it. Nope, not close AM. You go in the bin. Really nice 85. God, I hate that. I hate the really nice ones because I want to save them. And I can't, they're like stray cats. I don't have a cat. Or let's say stray dogs. I feel like more people are dog people than cat people. But it's like stray dogs. You can't save them all. My daughter asked me the other day, she said, what would you do if we saw a hurt dog on the side of the road? And I said I would pick him up and try to find his family, you know. Well, what if we couldn't find his family? Could we keep him? And I see where this is going and what you're trying to do. I said no, the plan would not be to keep said dog. You know, the plan would be to try to find somebody to take him or whatever have you. She goes, but we already have a dog. I said, exactly. We already have a dog. Don't necessarily want another one. I didn't even want this one. I am doggy rescue for this one because somebody else's situation changed, as most of us know. Finding adequate housing is getting harder and harder. And is that a Wheatie? Yes. We have a Wheatie. Really nice. In my eyes, anyway. 1951? Is that an S? Is it? Let's get in on that S. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Super. I'm happy. Alright, we can stop now. Here's my other one. The other one we found in this roll was 1952 D. It's something. So I will tell you, I've been flipping most of my Wheaties. I've stopped. Unless I find anything odd. I'll look up the 52S and see how rare it is. But I'm building a roll of wheat pennies, and I am going to send them to JM Bullion and see if I get my $1.50. I'm very curious if they will just take one roll, because it says on their site you can sell to them, large date, you know, but I wonder if they're even going to be interested in one roll of wheat pennies. So I'm going to try it and see what they say. Ooh, 1979, 79, 69, okay. Now we're talking. The box is heating up. A really nice 76. Okay. I feel like I'm ignoring everybody, so let me get back to the chat. This is hard to do without, like, a co-host. Okay. Okay, so let me catch back up. I've only had one buffalo nickel in my life. Oh, we gotta fix that. I got bunches of buffaloes. I even have ones with clear dates, like nice looking dates. I can send you some next time I send you something. The market tanked on you today the last hour or so. Oh well, I'll buy more. What market? Silver? Did it? I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was like 23 something. Let me look. Like I said, I'm kind of out of it. You know what's great? My headache's going away. Yeah, we're 23.45. We're not doing bad at all. We are doing really good, folks. I'm pleasantly happy at 23.45 because, like I was saying, if we're high, right, 23, maybe we build on that. Let's just say by some miracle we're at 25 and the Fed gives us good news on the rate hike. 6 through 28 could be our closeout for the year. And as much as I don't want silver to go up, I do. I do, because I feel like if it goes up and stays there, then the masses hopefully will kind of awaken themselves in the market and maybe invest a little more. And I think 63. I think that's good for everybody. I know we want cheap silver. We do. It's a double-edged sword. We want to buy cheap, but we want it to go up at the same time. I mean, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually, we want the increase. So, it's not gonna suit everybody's, people that have been stacking forever, they don't care. They have so much bought at $10, $12, $14, whatever their average buy-in price is. They're just good. It's the newer stackers. Throw me in that category. My average buying price is probably in the like 22 to 25 range or something like that, because I started buying up at the high, right there, post-pandemic kind of stuff. So it's not bad, but it could be better. But I think it'll be good. And if we get really lucky, I mean, probably not by the end of the year, but we could see $30 soon if we get good news. I feel like it could move that much. And gold's already hot. I was looking at gold earlier this morning too, and kind of like, if that moves up too, we're in for a treat. All around, it's just gonna be, oh man, I got all these people to chat with. I don't want to chat with you. I'll get them. Oh, I don't even have the stream pulled up. Double suck. Okay, hold on. There we go. Siren is slacking. Wait. Remove report. Spam report. Okay. I think I got it. Oh, how do I ban the member? Hide user on this channel. That looks good. Okay, there we go. Cool. Sorry about that. Siren's slacking. Where is she at? Can't expect everyone to catch everything. But anyhow, let's catch back up on the chat. She wants another dog. What a creative way. Well, I mean, we have the one, and I have to go buy doggy diapers because she's not fixed. That was a pleasant surprise, as you can imagine. So I'm going to have to do that soon. I feel like, PMD. You can't see it so much, but this is a road penny, and it's actually dinged in the middle. We're too close right now because I was looking at dates, but it's got hit by something. But it's 82. We'll weigh it. I guess it would be better off in the copper bin than rolls, and it is copper. Let's catch back up on the chat. Oh yeah, they'll post in live streams. They definitely will. That's like somebody's job now, somewhere in some part of the world. They get paid to find live streams and spam them with, sex chat or whatever they're peddling. 82, it's copper. I wish my life was that easy. Ooh, decent 74. 96. Are you the... What is 96 supposed to be? The close? No. If this one's close, it's supposed to be wide. For sure. Because I am not that lucky. 76. So, yeah, some people got it easy. Oh, it's nice. Oh, it's really nice. I mean, it's dirty. It's a little dirty, but pull up on the big view. I know I got it kind of out of focus, but when I go in too close, it does that sparkly crap. Nice 1961. It's got a couple of spots here and there, like the toning or tarnish or whatever. Nothing major, but we'll probably flip him. Even though I probably have a dozen just like it, if not more. I can't help myself. 2007. 96, I'm not even going to look at. 82, you gotta be. No, you're copper. That's weird. I feel like 82 was not, like everybody says it was like a mixture. It was not that big of a mixture. They basically threw some zinc in at the end. It's most of the 82s that I find are copper. Oh, constitutional. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I just made everybody mods just so they could try to catch it. I know. Siren mods like every channel. She's in every live stream. It's kind of amazing. But look at the D for an RPM on the 60. And that's one of the things I'm going to have to do, right, is one of these days when I'm really bored and I have no change to go through, which might be sooner than I think, I need to... I don't see it. I need to go through all the stuff I've flipped. I am like right on this thing. I cannot get any closer. Is the light the problem? I don't see a repunch on that. We could, let's make it big. Let's go to the coin cam. Come on, light. Work with me here. Because it does look like there's something, but I don't think so. The light sucks. How is that as close as this thing can get? It's supposed to be a microscope. Yeah, but I'm not seeing it. I don't think so. Alright, we'll pull it back up. Refocus. Yeah, I need to check. Because I just... Unless it's like real common, I just kind of throw them off to the side. My entire bag of copper, there could be, who knows what in there, as far as double dies or repunchment marks or whatever. I don't check for any of that. You see what I do, I just kind of take them and toss them. So one day later when I'm bored, I'll start going through all that. Heck, I don't even label half my flips anymore. I was spending hours labeling all my flips and getting all the staples flush and all that fun business. And I was like, nope, for a while I'm just going to toss stuff away and hopefully separate it a little bit, and I'll deal with the rest later. That's my general plan right now anyway. Stock market tanked in the last hour today. About Buffalo nickels, I don't know much. They aren't anything special unless they have errors. Well, they're not cheap. I think a Buffalo nickel is easily like no date, maybe 25 cents. Uh, Maybe. And then if you have them and they have dates, they could be worth 75 cents to a dollar maybe. And you know, and that's just really general off the top of my head knowledge. But yeah, they're worth keeping. And if you can get them, I bought some off Ray. Um, get the Strike It Rich book. Oh, yeah. I got that error book that we talked about, and I've looked through it, but I haven't been doing a whole lot of error hunting. The silver in the halves, that was a fluke, right? We all know that. But the silver in the quarters, and I found that dime the other day. So it's been kind of heating up, which is sad because now I'm having trouble getting boxes. A little bit. I didn't go today. I should have, but I felt like crap. I should have gone to my one bank to turn in and gone to my other bank to get whatever they would give me. And no dice. So I'm going to go tomorrow for sure. I have to do some Christmas shopping and things. But I'm going to go see if I can get some tomorrow. I know Flip's planning on streaming tomorrow. But after he's done, whenever that is, I'm sure I could hop on and search some coins. You know, we'll see how that goes. I did just sell that Constitutional, so I have a little bit of dry powder from that. I don't know if I want to necessarily move it in to something else, but it's always worth like a try. Shield penny has a lot of luster on it. Only 3 copper in that roll. That's crazy. Numis Media. I'm on Variety Vista, and I don't know if... I will say, remember the other day I was doing nickels, and I found that weird. I said it was an S, and I did some research. Now, I thought it was a die crack, but under further inspection, number 1, I think it was like a 66. 66 don't have any mint marks at all. And so there was no, I thought I saw a mint mark on there. I did not. And then the weird shape that kind of looked like the bigger S was actually his hairline, and it was some kind of PMD, albeit very small, that kind of notched that hair and gave it that weird look like something had occurred there. It was actually the hairline. So that was actually nothing, which is fine, but I did research that because... And Variety Vista's weird. I don't know if, like, nobody's updating that anymore, but there's a lot of stuff, like, a lot of blanks on there that, like, you'll find a couple of coins that have, like, 15 listings, and then you'll find, like, a few years where there's just nothing recorded, and I don't know how that's possible, but we got a weird one. Is that not it? Where'd it go? Here it is. It's a shield penny, but it's got heavily corroded edges. I'm always curious. Like, I wonder how that happens. I don't know. But, it's not bad. There's some good information on there. Just, it seems like the website's kind of outdated, and I wish it was, like, better. But then again, I can't do anything about that. So it's not like I'm not dogging on them. I'm just saying, like, I would have thought it would have been more comprehensive. I don't know if they're getting like a lot of the uploads that they probably want from people taking pictures of some of these errors to the site. And maybe that's one of the issues. I don't know. But it seems like all the popular ones, yeah, you can go on there and see examples of. But if you have something that's questionable or not common, that you're probably not going to find a whole lot on there about it. Okay, now we're finding some copper. What's that? 76, a decent one. Medicine. Get the medicine. And that's the thing. It's like, how much time do you devote to 77, 76? There's a decent 86, but just decent, so we will not keep him. 68D, 82, we'll weigh it just because. 3.1. It's how much time you spend, because like, if I was hunting all of these coins for errors and stuff, all of them under the microscope, going coin by coin, how long would it take me to get through a box? It might take me weeks. So for that reason, like I said, maybe one day I'll start going through the other ones, and I'll pick out a couple of dates with some hopefully common errors and just pull a bunch and then go through those and see what I got. But at the moment, I don't have the kind of time to sit there and pour through. Especially the pennies, like quarters and some of the bigger stuff. If it does have like some, funny business going on, hopefully it's big enough you can actually see it with the naked eye. At least to identify that something looks weird, and then go to the scope. Like my die cracks that I've found so far, that's kind of what happened with them. They looked funny, so I put them under the scope. And that's a better system for me. I don't even think I'm going to try on this one. I guess I could weigh it, but in my experience, the really, really bad pennies are almost never copper anymore. Somehow it's always the zinc. And it's hard to tell, too, because I have so much buildup on them. Here's one missing a chunk. 96. Man, these rolls are like half and half. Numis Media, though, I will have to check it out. They keep up to date with fair market values. That would be good, because there's not really a place to search, apparently, other than that, how much your varieties, I guess they're called, are worth. Not a lot of them actually get labeled by like PCGS or anybody as on the listings, unless they're, I don't want to say super common, but like prevalent to some degree and accepted, and then maybe they'll get their own listing. But most of like the die cracks and things, you're on your own fishing for a price. Look at eBay sold listings and stuff like that. Alright, Variety Vista post errors on coins that are known errors. If there is a coin and you are not sure it's not listed, you need to submit pictures for them to examine. Well, it's a good thing I didn't on that nickel, because that would have been a waste of somebody's time. Under further investigation, even by myself, I realized that it was nothing. So, I mean, that's fine. But no, and that's cool. I'll keep that in mind for the future. But again, I'm bridging too many things at this point. I've already jumped into coins more so than I ever had before, and now, because of the hunting, and realizing that I'm passing up on money in the form of like W quarters and things, um, you know, the W's are worth more than finding a silver quarter. And I did not know that. Also, I was hunting primarily, there's a pretty nice 73 red, well, red brown probably is the designation it would get. You know, and I was hunting halves mostly. I figured you wouldn't find much in the quarters, so I never really pushed for them. Now I've come to actually like looking through the quarters because of all the die chips and different errors that you can find. A lot of times they can, depending, be worth more than finding a silver. And you're almost more likely to find one of those than a silver in some cases. So that's kind of where I'm at. Ooh, is that a 69? 69D. Decent too. Not super great, but for a 69, it's in good shape. Yet you see like a 2019 that looks like it's been through life 12 times. But you can find a 69 that looks untouched. It just never can tell. Oh! Ringmaster Ray has a premiere train tomorrow. Starts at 12:30 Eastern. Yes, watch the premiere. I missed the last one. I will, depends on what time I actually wake up and how late the stream goes and all of these things. But I will try to catch it because if I remember right, that's like multiple creators all premiering at the same time, if I'm not mistaken, or is this one just you? I mean, you said premiere train, so I'm assuming it's more than just you. Yeah, the buffaloes are nice. Actually, I really need to take stock. And maybe, I mean, I don't want to do a buffalo book, but I have a good amount with dates. What were the years? Hold on. Let me look. Dun, dun, dun. PCGS. Nichols. Buffaloes were 13 to 38. That's not that long of a run. Actually, I know what I'm saying. I know that it's going to be a pain in the ass to try to put together a buffalo set because of the wear. But that's like what? 20 something coins? 25? Is that right? Let me pull up a calculator. 38 minus 13. Yeah, 25-ish. Unless, you know, there's mint marks and other things. That's not that bad. Maybe I will grab a buffalo book and start trying to go through what I do have and put some things in there. If I'm getting closer on the nickels, I guess I may as well anyway. I'm not going to start up any of the really hard ones like the barbers or any of that. I know better. That's going to get expensive, especially when you start hitting key dates and things. It may too on the buffaloes, but and I still have my 72. I still have my Roosevelt dimes I got to get, and I passed up. Maybe I need to get on eBay. The 1979 S Variety 2. I need to get one of those. It's the only old thing missing from my book. Everything else is like 2018 and such of that nature. So I need to buy that coin to fill that spot so I can kind of carry on. And then I will have, once I finish out the recent stuff to date, I will have the entire dime set from Merc all the way through Rosie. And that, honestly, I think there's a couple silver dimes in there. Proofs from like 2020, 2021, 2022. Some stuff like that may be, a little costly, but I can probably finish off that book for hopefully less than like $50 or something. And plus, I'm trying to find the raw coins, and that's why I said I passed up, because I saw an eBay listing for a raw 79 version 2, which is a different, it's a more legible S mint mark from my understanding on the version 2. So I saw a raw one on eBay, and it was only like $5 plus whatever shipping. It was reasonable, and I passed on. I didn't buy it. It's probably still there. Maybe it is. eBay, when you look at stuff too, it'll tell you. It'll send you emails like, "Hey, were you still thinking about this thing that you were looking at? And if you were, buy it." I do have a bone to pick with eBay, though. Small one. Aside from the fees, that's a 79 that's all crusted up. So you guys remember me telling you about my first sale and the buyer didn't pay. It was that W quarter, the first time it sold, they didn't pay. So I went on, I did the thing that I'm supposed to do, and I waited. I think 5 days or maybe even 6. Gave him plenty of time, emailed him, messaged him, no response. Okay, I marked it as buyer didn't pay, right? It still has that in my total sales category. Like it says, let's say for now, $20. It says I've sold $20 this month. I haven't. I sold, some other stuff, but not that. But it's still in my total, so I'm wondering when that's going to get taken off, or yeah, there's tax I think on it now. Junkie, welcome to the stream. If I haven't caught you earlier, I apologize, but welcome to the stream. Flip's not streaming, and I would auction stuff off, but I'm not prepared. I don't have anything mainly that I think anybody would want for the prices that I'd be charging, and I'm not in the position for a fire sale. I don't like giving things away if I don't have to. You know what I mean? For less than what I paid for it or whatever. So I thought about it, and I'll probably get there. Maybe I will run an auction, but I don't have a spreadsheet. I'm not ready. Plus, right about now, I feel like most people aren't buying anyway. With Christmas and everything, I know I still have almost all of my shopping to do still, and that's going to be the biggest part of my day tomorrow, is going out to a couple places and seeing if I can find what I need. If not, I guess I'll order online, but I'm starting to hit that line where, depending on where you're talking about, you're risking not actually having it on Christmas Day, which for my children will cause many tears. Ooh, 1996. Close AM. Not wide, but it's a really nice 96. So yeah, I gotta get to... this weekend has got to be productive for me. I have no choice. I have to get the Christmas shopping done. I have a couple other things to do. Come on, scale 2.6. And I gotta film a bunch of videos. Not for the sake of filming, but like I need to get some dry powder there. Actually, I have one small video Constitutional is going to hate me for, but in my defense, I filmed it weeks ago and just now got around to filming it. It's about goal setting. So when you see it, watch it, but it's very reminiscent of his videos that he's done. We got a Wheatie. And if you haven't seen those videos, go check them out, because mine is nowhere near as cool as his too. A 46. Nice. Decent back. Nice detail. I like it. That's 3 Wheaties so far for this box. Ooh, there's a super nice 81. Red. I don't know what that spot is, but it's in good shape. But we're just going to put it in the copper pile. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Stretch rulers here. Ruler, your package went out. Your giant package went out today, along with everybody else. Roadhog, Siren, Henry, everything I had went out today. So those should be coming to you fine folks in the near future. And we will, we've been on here for a minute. We will have to do another giveaway. Try to keep it interesting. Got 8 people in right now. One of them is me watching on my other screen, so I can kill chat bots. And one of these days, I'll figure out how to do the stream bot thing, because I should be able to. I don't know what all goes into that, but I guess I could give you guys games to play. Here's a really dark 1960. 78. Okay, come on, copper. I'd much rather have Wheaties and Indians or whatever else, but I will take what I can get. 75. Imagine, can you imagine for a second? It's like 1963, and you know that they're gonna stop making the silver coins. I know, I don't even want to know what silver's price was at that point, but imagine you're there and and let's assume that you have some money that you can work with. Oh my God, you could have been buying, and the money was so low back then, you could have been getting so much silver. It just boggles my mind that back in the day, every cash register was filled with what we now consider to be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, because halves were actually in circulation and people used them on a regular basis. I mean, did anybody else ever think about that? Like ooh, you're really nice. What are you? 2006. Not nice enough. And it's clad. But that just boggles my mind. I think about that and I'm like, it just was born in the wrong time. I would have been grabbing everything up, because you have to figure that it's going to go up at some point. I mean, and there are some stories of smart people that did. I was listening to a podcast, and it's something. They ran some kind of like business, a smaller business, And the guy who's now, a collector and numismatist, was telling the story about how his dad would always get mad at his mom because she would keep all the change from the till and stuff. Like, he'd always have to go get more change and whatever else because she would go through it and keep all the silver and, like, built this all up. And he said, he never really knew how much she had until, like, one day, that situation came up and he was really looking at it and he was like, it's like a gold, silver mine rather than a gold mine, I guess. But just, like, he said, jugs and coffee cans and bottles and just silver everywhere. He said it was like a silver explosion. Like, I forget what he said the grand total was, but she had been doing this for years. Just, going through stuff. And it was back in that kind of time period shortly after they, went to Clad. There, in the 60s, 70s, probably early 80s, that this was happening. So it was way more prevalent than it is now. And she had the forethought to grab it all up when it came through and turned it into something really nice, right? Oh, Roadhog, we were just talking about you. In a good way. Your package went out today. So it is in the mail. It's, all the little ones went out in envelopes. Don't worry, I packed them as well as I could for being envelopes. And everything should be good there. So, but it's on its way. So you'll be happy to receive that, hopefully in a couple of days. And yeah, we're good. We're actually getting ready to do another giveaway after this roll. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna give away, but we're gonna do it. 72. Yeah, what's great though? I had a headache when I was starting the stream. I don't have a headache anymore. Well, yeah, maybe like a little dull. Like, I feel it, like that kind of like sinusy, like just stuffy feeling, but I don't have the headache that I felt coming on when I first started the stream. No, Roadhog, man, thank you. Thank everyone who comes here and actually listens to me ramble as I go through coins and other things, and make videos and do all of this stuff. I literally can't thank everyone enough. I'm actually, forget how many subs I got. I'm at 8 something, and I haven't posted a short or done anything in days. And I'm still trickling subs, a couple a day or whatever have you, just off of the stuff that I've already done. And my views are getting a little low. So, not that I'm not, like, super pressed on any of it, but, you want to stay relevant or build on your relevancy. So, I'm going to have to, get on that. I did upload that one. It's going to come out tomorrow. Nothing too crazy, but I need to get some others out. And kind of, I like it better when I have videos scheduled to come out, and I'm like 2 or 3 videos ahead, so I really don't have to think about it for the week too much. I know stuff's going to be dropping. And shorts, there's almost no excuse not to do, like, a shit ton of shorts, right? I mean, even if they are not great, like, you can film a whole bunch in a very little amount of time. It just depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, don't put out content for the sake of putting out content. There's a decent 83, but it's got a couple of blue spots on it. Toning kind of coming on there, but it's really nice. I hate that. I need to get me like a proof 83 set. That's my birth year, if anyone's wondering. I need to get me, like, there's a 72... What is it? 72 what? D? Yeah, it's a D. I need to get, like, a proof set. 83... Wait, wasn't the 80s when they didn't run some proofs on something? Because aren't the pennies worth more or something like that? I remember seeing that somewhere. Where's my red book? Is it pennies? Guys got me looking through red books. This is horrible. Well, they had S's. There's some double dies on 83. There's a double die reverse on 83. Oh, and cent. And I'm just throwing all these away without checking them. 84 has the double ear. 1990 has a proof, no S. And 95 has a double die obverse. See, I need to get one of those mats. So it'll tell me, and I'll separate all the coins and then, like, actually look at them. Some of See, this is the problem. It's all a problem. You know, it never stops. There's always something else to look for. You almost have to, like niche down to, like, I'm going to do just this and be the master of that so I can learn everything, because there's just so much as far as, like, varieties and errors, and it takes years to become a good numismatist, and I'm not there yet, but I'm for sure gonna try. I can definitely pull all this copper out and check for some AMs and some other stuff. No problem there. I just woke up, went to bed this morning with a headache. It's all better now. Good. There is a lot of sickness going around with everybody. My son's sick now. I'm sick. Other people I know just got over sickness, and these things it's kind of running. And with the weather we've been having, where it's not really winter yet, the way that we expect winter, at least here in Ohio. Uh-oh. Bam! Wheatie. 1958 Denver. My dog got up and decided to shake all over the place. Why does that Liberty look like it falls off? It's not, like, straight. It looks like a little drunk falling off a cliff. Zoom in on that a little. Yeah, it's definitely not straight. Not really. And then no repunching or anything crazy on that. No doubling. You gotta start checking stuff. Jeez. I'm gonna check for everything. Examine every coin. But no, there we go. So that's 4 Wheaties so far out of this box. And that is pretty decent in my experience. As far as, like, generic boxes go, I'm pretty happy with it. We still have... We're almost on the last row. So we have a couple of rolls, and then we hit into the last row. But that's not too bad for one box. Yeah, we're getting there. I'll take it. I got about... I think I counted earlier. I think I'm just under 30. A few under 30 in that bag, and then I'm going to send them off to JM Bullion for my $1.50. And maybe, I don't know how much copper I have on hand in that bag. I don't even know how. I have to figure out how they want them, because if they, like, the wheat pennies, I'm sure they don't mind, but the copper, like, I'm very curious, if you're going to send in 2 boxes of copper, do they want that, like, rolled up? Do they just in a bag? Are they gonna search them all to prove they're like? I don't know. A lot of questions there. Let me catch the chat back up. Roadhog Ruler, I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just not 100%. I did some work today and then I dosed myself with NyQuil because I just felt horrible. There's a really nice 83, but it's got a black spot on it, of course. And so I dosed myself. I got some sleep. What the? 2021. 94. Yeah, I got some sleep, some rest, which means I'm going to be up late, which is good for anyone that doesn't have anything to do if I'm still on here. Oh wait, I said like 2, 3, 4 rolls ago we were going to do a giveaway and I got distracted. I'm sorry. 70. Let me finish out this and we will do it. You guys got to yell at me more. Keep me in check. Hey. Silverman. Silver. You can't be copper. Well, I mean, you could be, but I'm not going to try to figure it out. 96. Not a wide area. Let's get through this. Is that, no, 83? 64. There we go. Copper, maybe. Yep. And yeah. Okay. Giveaway time. My dog's sitting here under my behind. Oh, funny how I say the word giveaway and all of a sudden my viewers go up. Not that that's why you're here, but thank you for all those who just jumped in. What can we do? What can we do? I like making them interesting, because I mean it's easy to just give away silver, but I feel like if I'm gonna be into coins, I'm giving coins to everybody. So let me go look and see what I got. I know I got bins and stuff, but let's see. Okay, we got one. Hold on. I got some more. Hold on. Can't find. I moved my nickels. For those of you that can hear me, I think I found. Is that nickels or is that quarters? That's quarters. Where are my nickels? Ha! Nickels. Oh yeah, I picked up So I bought this from Flip a while back, the Westward keel boat. And then when I was out at one of the shops, I found the bison that I missed out on. EC had one somewhere on one of the trade days. And I picked that up. Oh, are these banded together? Hold on. Somebody's getting some buffaloes, and I hope it's constitutional. I hope he wins if he's still here. I know he's working 12 jobs, so. And these have dates. So we're going to pick a couple here. Oh, there's a 37. And the date, hold on, let me move up a bit. Refocus. There. Look at that date. I'm not saying 37's hard to get, but she's in pretty good shape. Big fat date. Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll get a spread. That might be the best I can do on short notice. What are you? All right, we got a plan. So, the 34 is rough. Okay, it's there, but you know how these things go. The 34 is rough. 35 is better. 36, right? And the super great 37 date. So that's 4 sequential dated buffaloes. We're going to do one of the mint roll removal 2000p Sacagaweas. So that's a nice little stack right there. And then later we will give away some actual silver. But for now, that is where we are at. So, pen, please. Oh, thanks, Ruler. Appreciate you doing the quotes. Okay. We got 10, probably 9 of you actually in here if I'm counting myself. So, numbers seem to go pretty well. Let's do okay, I wrote a number down. So the numbers in this case for this giveaway are going to be 33 to 36. So, let me get over here. Or, wait, did I say 36? No, 66, sorry. God, am I an idiot? 33 to 66. So, 33 to 66, guess numbers, and we will, man, I'm glad I didn't choose 34. People are running it up. There's like 2, 3 guesses, all in the 30s real quick. Okay, so this is 4 date buffaloes and a mint Sacagawea from 2000 Philadelphia. Unfortunately, no, it is not the Cheerios. I did say 33 to 36. Okay, wait, I think we got a winner. Hold on, let me stop. Go back. Make sure that's the first one. I do believe it is, man. Okay, yep, we got a winner. It is Roadhog. Unless I'll review and make sure, but on the coin cam 54, I'm making sure nobody said it before him, and I don't see anybody. So yeah, Roadhog wins another one. He's going to build a coin collection just off giveaways. Alright, set these back in the bin with everything else. I'll put the post-it note on these. These will obviously go out in a while, Roadhog. You'll be waiting on them for a minute because of the obvious. I just shipped you something today. But that's always good. I don't mind. So I'll write your name on here. We'll get you squared away. Try to keep them reasonable too, because padding them envelopes is tricky. Let me get back over here to the actual live feed. There we go. Okay, giveaway number 1 is complete. Not bad. And that's dated buffaloes. Might even go for like $1 in the right places. So that's not a bad little giveaway. Trying to keep them reasonable. I'm not going to be giving away ounces of silver too quick, especially with the prices rising the way they are. I almost want to give away that half-ounce Pan American that I showed off the other night, but I don't have one, and it's actually in pretty good shape, so I think I'm keeping that one. Yeah, not too bad on the win. And we keep it lighthearted around here, you know. And plus, why not? You know, it's a few bucks. You know, it helps you guys out, gives you an incentive to sit here and listen to me yammer and engage in the chat. All right, Ray, you hit the sack. I hope you have a good weekend, and I hope you figure some stuff out on the truck. You know, if anything else comes up, let me know if you think I can be of assistance from half a country away. But, yeah. Thank you. Have a great night, sir. Oh, man. Like, it gets warm in here. Like, I don't know. Like, once the sun sets, it's weird. It's cold all day, and then the sun sets, and somehow it gets warmer. I don't know. Pretty. Too pretty. Okay. 78. 72. So, what does everyone have going on? Is anyone giving silver for Christmas? And if so, what are you giving? I'm curious. I know I'm giving some copper rounds. Nothing too crazy. But that's, as far as like giving coins, I think that's about the extent of what I'm doing. Ooh, you know what I should do? I should run over to Silvertown tomorrow. Nah, I probably shouldn't. It's just me spending money that I probably don't need to spend. Plus, I have some other things to do, but they occasionally, they have some really nice stuff. I don't know where they get it from, but it has served me well to stop by there. So I was going to go on Black Friday, but by the time I got up, called them and made sure that they were actually open and everything and got rolling, I wasn't feeling it. And plus, I asked them what, like, if they had any Black Friday specials, and it was like some kind of, don't quote me, I think it was like some kind of like Santa hat, Silvertown Santa hat, and something else. Nothing that made me go, oh my God, I need to go there. And it was like you had to buy 69D. Yes. What does your mint mark look like? 69D. Come on, get in there. Oh, come on. Nope, nothing abnormal. And so you had to buy an eagle or spend like 200 box. Oh, how did I get out of focus? I know why. I moved it up. Large state. So you had to buy an Eagle, which I think at the time were about $45 or something, or spend $200 on other things to get that Santa hat, grab bag, whatever it was. And I just decided that wasn't worth it. 1 ounce bars are my gifts, some Canadian silver dollars too. Now that's not bad. That's somewhat reasonable. I don't have a lot of people to gift for, other than the kids. So, and I'm trying not to kill them with too much on the coin stuff. I give them stuff, silver and, you know, whatever. They each have their own little stacks, so to speak. But I'm trying not to push it too much. I know they don't particularly want those kinds of things as gifts. Plus, I give it to them all the time anyway. So, on the gifts, I'm not doing that. And I don't have a whole lot of other adults or people to really buy for. So, I don't have to worry about it too much. There's not really anyone that would benefit from me giving them silver as opposed to giving them anything at all, because I never really got too big into like the whole Christmas thing. I do it, and I know it's important. I'm not saying that, but like as far as like, I know some people that get gifts for like everybody they know, and I don't have that kind of time, effort to put into it. I make sure the kids are good, and that's about it. If anybody wants a gift from me, they can tell me and I'll think about it. Past that, you know, significant others when I have them or things like that, but it's a small date. Fire up the scale. Yep, that's a small date. 2.5. Of course. Hate life. I'm never going to find that 82 small date copper for the book. And apparently, it's worth something. There's another one. What is it? Large date. I pride myself on the fact that I'm figuring some of this out, though. Like, I get it. I'm not great. But the fact that I can now look and discern, like, the 82 small date from the large makes me feel good about myself. Because I'm learning. I'm building on the skills a bit. Still, machine doubling still kind of gets me. I saw somebody earlier was doing a half hunt, and that's 1990 something. And they put something, I think it was hunting Southwest Ohio, maybe. Somebody. And they put one up. Or no, maybe it was RFTs. I think I clicked into there for a minute. And he threw one up to look for doubling. And it looked doubled to me. Even Raven was there on his stream with him tonight. And was like, in the background, he was like, wait, was that doubled? And he's like, oh, no, it's machine doubling or whatever. I just stared at that coin for 20 minutes, second, triple, quadruple guessing myself, looking it up on the internet and trying to... Machine doubling versus actual doubling just gets me. I think I understand the difference, but it's just... If you're not well versed, they look very similar. They can look very similar. And that's what gets me. It's 1982 small date copper. So, as I'm told, here, before I get into this roll, we'll look. I'm told it's rare and maybe even valuable. Let's go to PCGS price guide. Let's go to cents. Oh, I guess I could bring you guys along for the ride and you don't have to stare at me, stare at a screen. Let's go over half cents. Where is it? Why am I missing it? What? 2 cents? 20 cents? Half dollars? Dollars? What the? Half cents and cents. Duh. Okay, I kept saying half cents and kept running past it. So here we go. Get through the 60s and the 70s. Okay. So, okay, well, I guess there's bronze too. What do those weigh? I've not seen a bronze. Okay. Okay, so here. Zinc. Why don't I see, where is it? See, now I'm just more confused looking at this. Because I see zinc, large date, small date, but my book has copper, small date, large date as well. Here's the 82. Bronze. DDO. Okay. Yeah, zinc DDR FS 1801. What's that? SD. Price, there's one. One known, MS63. And we have no idea what it is. I feel like it should say on here what that is. I mean, maybe it goes without saying, but it doesn't say. But yeah, so basically, and then there's some types. What are those? You can't click on them. Memorial reverse zinc. Are these the copper? Okay. Okay, so why are they calling it bronze if it's copper? Is that technically bronze? The mix of copper and... Okay, so here. Small date, we'll go with bronze. Just maybe that's what they're calling it. Let's see. Yep, that's a small date. Mintage 10 million. Or, I'm sorry, 10 billion. Shouldn't be that hard to find. Yeah, they're calling the 95% copper and 5% zinc, they're calling that bronze? I don't know my metals that well, but that seems off. I would think it would be copper more than it's bronze. That's weird. What's this one? Oh, in the red. Okay. Bronze, small date. What's the... Yeah, 10 million, or 10 billion. So why are they so hard to find? I don't know. But they can get pricey, apparently, if you find them. So that's crazy. Look at some of these prices. If you got like a 68, 75, or a 75D, it's like 10 grand. I have to look back through some of my stuff. I know I'm not that lucky, but I guess you never know. If you got a penny, throw a Hail Mary every now and again, apparently. Yeah, all through here. All the nicer ones are very expensive. 74 and up. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I've had a hard time finding one of the 82 small dates. I'll switch you guys back. 82D copper, only 2 have been found, but don't worry, books don't have a spot for it. Yeah, because my book's on the shelf, but it's in the 82s. It says large date, small date, copper, and zinc, and it's got all the spots. You know, large date, small date, copper, and zinc, but it doesn't go by mint mark. So you're saying 1982D copper, only 2 have been found. Okay. Machine doubling and real doubling depends entirely on who found the double coin. That may not be a lie, right? Uh, okay, hold on. I knew a guy who was a part of a Facebook group. He posted a photo of a coin, and the leader of the group, along with all the experts in it, said that it was nothing but machine doubling and worthless. He then told them it was a sample photo. It was the same photo as the leader of the group had posted 3 months earlier when he and everyone else said it was real doubling and was quickly banned from the group. I have that. Well, I don't know if it's that issue, but I have that with this. So let's go. We'll take a break from the fun here for a minute. I'll even pull this out of the flip. I don't care, because I'm gonna pay the person that found this coin for it. I still have to pay them, and I agreed to pay them a sum of money, which I will not disclose. But if everything goes to plan, then I'm SOL on what this thing is actually worth. So, try to get this focused in right. And again, I know the lighting sucks, but you see this. The book should have 7 spots. Yeah, something like that. Sounds right. Because I remember when I got to 82s, I was like, holy crap, I got a lot to find. And I got a good amount of them. So, here we go. The details, it's hard to see on the camera. So they're all fuzzy. And then, like, all the wording is, like, half there. In God we, and then it just fades out. And it looks like, ooh, that almost helped for a minute with my finger in the spot the right way. But you get the gist. It looks weird. All of the print is like in and out. Washington himself is actually pretty decent in the center. And so then when we go to the back, it's a Connecticut. And it's the same. You can see the year. There's some script here. There's a little bit of script here. You can kind of make out the tree in the center looks really good. Everything's just kind of gone. And I looked this up as a die adjustment error. Now I'm going to go over to the display screen. We're going to do some web searching. So we'll go to eBay since that's where I found most of my examples. Okay, so here's my issue. Okay, hold on, we gotta find. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is my problem. You guys are seeing me, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So, because I can't see the chat, I need to add chat to this window so I can try to see you guys. So here is another coin. This is graded by NGC as a die adjustment strike. And tell me if my quarter does not have the same exact characteristics of this one, right? The wording, some of it's there, some of it's not. The center is very defined, right? The front is the same. You see George is good in the center. Everything else is kind of ghosted. It looks all scratched up. It's the same. I mean, you get what I'm saying. It's identical similarities, right? So, and this is graded, right? And they're saying here, die adjustment, right there it is, 2000 Maryland, die adjustment strike, 25 cents. Look at what they're asking for this thing, right? Which, I'm not saying they're going to get that, but it's worth, you know, if it's certified, it's worth something, right? Substantial. Then let's go back to my coin here. You've seen that. That's graded. That's certified. We'll go back to the CoinCam Large. I know the lighting sucks, but tell me my coin does not look exactly like that. It does. It's got, obviously some details are better than others, but it's the same thing. And I sent this somewhere to ask, and it was like a back and forth. They didn't like my first photos because they were in a flip, so I pulled it out of the flip and got different photos and sent it back to them. And I no sooner did they get those second set of photos, but they came back like instantly and were like, oh, it's a grease strike. It's, that's what it is. Which a grease strike isn't worth much of anything. I'm not saying they're worth less, just not much, apparently. But this, judging by what we see, that graded coin, and others, that's just one. I've looked at tons. All the die adjustment strikes look just like this, and I had unnamed experts tell me that this is not that. And I even told them, like, look, die adjustment strike, like, this is what I think it is. Nope, that's not it. It's a grease strike. And then I look up grease strikes, and it looks nothing like this. I mean, not nothing like this, but not on this scale. They're usually limited to, like, a section of the coin, or just the front, or just the back, and localized to, like, maybe an area, or whatever have you. It's different. It usually does not affect the entire coin. And if you look at the rim, I know I'm not super focused on it, but the rim is, like, very flat. What do we call this, reading? It's very flat, like it didn't strike hard enough for it to get pushed out enough to form them. Like they have the appearance of like reading that's been kind of like worn away or filed, but it's around the whole coin. So I'm pretty sure this is a die adjustment strike based on what we're looking at here, which it's very similar. I mean, almost identical as far as characteristics go. And this is graded and certified as a die adjustment strike. And if that's the case, it's a quarter that's probably worth a few $100s versus next to nothing. That's why I have not gotten rid of it yet. And I'm going to pay the person that found it a substantial amount. Not that amount, but a substantial amount. And then probably send this in to get certified and graded. I'd love to find one. Let me see if I can go back and find one done by PCGS. That's NGC. It's hard to find graded ones. No, not hard. It just depends. This one's very similar. I've seen this one before. This is PCGS. Here you go. Die adjustment, weak RE. I don't know what that means. Weak strike, reverse, I guess. And the front, same thing. Look at this. I know I'm getting all angerfied, but you get my drift. And then me being a new numismatist goes to supposed coin experts and submits pictures of that quarter, and they tell me that it's nothing. When I'm looking at photos like this of graded examples that have the exact same characteristics as my coin that say they're worth $400 to $600, or at least they're asking $400 to $600, I'm pretty sure that's what I have. And somebody tried to tell me different. So, I mean, that is what, like, gets me as far as some of these people is, and I almost, like, yeah, Ruler, like you're kind of saying, I almost, when I do inevitably send this out to get graded, when I get it back, best believe I'm sending them an email and going, hey, remember that coin you said was probably nothing? Look, turns out that it was. Like, because it's, don't post like a help group if you're not going to actually help people. I don't know. I mean, I get it. Not everything that gets submitted to them is something. But this, I feel like, should have been obvious. If I can do eBay searches and find graded examples of the same thing that look exactly like my coin with the same characteristics and go, yeah, this looks like a die adjustment strike. And the experts tell me it's not. But I have those examples staring me in the face. I kind of call bullshit and think that I do have something. Now I have to reflip this. But you get my point. It is what it is. And I'll send it out with the expo and whatever else. I still got to figure out who I'm going to send it to. Because I know PCGS is like the top of the line. NGC, I hear, is easier. And ANAX, I hear, is like the poor man's grading. Where's my statement? But I don't know. I just don't know. I'll have to do the research and figure it out. I feel like if I do ANAX, they won't fetch as high a price in the end, from what I understand in a lot of cases. But I mean, I guess we'll see. I guess it depends on, like, PCGS. I think you have to be a member. Like, you have to sign up to some service or something to even be able to submit. If the information that I've gotten off a couple videos serves me correctly. But I am going to send this sucker out. I'm not letting it go. I did have it up on eBay for a while in its raw form for I think $100 starting bid. I just order my flips off Amazon. There's links on like every one of my videos. I just buy like a big lot of them, and it's a bunch of different sizes, but you can go on there if you're looking for a specific size and like cherry pick. You're going to pay a little more per flip, but you can probably get like a pack of 50 or 100 for like $8 or $9, I want to say. But yeah, that's where I get mine. Or like coin shops, if you ever do actually find yourself in one, they should have some hopefully relatively cheap. I don't know how the pricing goes on that. I'm sure it varies. That's large state. I'll weigh it. Why not? It's copper. But yeah, you can buy them there. But I just, Amazon's just so easy for me. That's kind of what I do. What was the doubling we were supposed to look for on 83s? Wasn't it like the 1 cent? Yeah, I see nothing. Of course not. That would be too easy. It's in decent shape, despite all the tarnish and everything. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I would do. And then you need a stapler. It's a whole thing. 88. And now I'm dropping pennies. I have to, before I vacuum, I have to go around and, pick up stuff. And the other day I found a silver 1 gram bar below this chair. So I dropped one at some point and didn't realize it. Luckily I saw it and grabbed it, but dropping silver. And coins of all kinds almost constantly. So yeah, I mean, listen to experts. You get advice, but not everybody is always giving you. And people are people. I mean, maybe for all I know, the person that responded to my email was just not the, top tier error person and genuinely thought what they told me. 82D, right? Didn't we just say this? 82D copper, right? But that's a large state. What? Hold on, let's go back to that. What was that ruler? You're the expert on this. What did you say? 82D copper, only 2 have been found. No, that was Jason. This is an 82D and it weighs 3.1. So are we sure about that? It's on the scale. The reflection, but it's 3.1. It's an 82D. Or is that the small date 82D copper? Is that what we're talking about? Because this is an 82D and it's copper. It must be the small date 82D copper. Let's see if PCGS says anything. 82D bronze. It doesn't show a variety. And it says 6 million were minted, but that's the large date that they're showing. Okay, so it must be the small date D. Okay, that maybe makes more sense. Yeah. Okay, so nothing there, but it is copper. Cool. I need medicine. Need a small date, yeah. Trust me. Anytime I think I found something, I try not to get excited because, I'm probably wrong. Except with this one. So I kept this just because said person who found it thought it was cool looking. I thought it was like a dryer coin. I had no idea about grease strikes or dye adjustment strikes or anything. And then stumbled upon it on a website. I was just looking something. I don't even remember what the website was. I'm sure I bookmarked it, but then in there they were talking about errors, like different errors and stuff. And I was clicking through, and that's where I found the one on dye adjustment strikes, and it's showing a quarter, like I've already shown you, that looked exactly like what I had sitting here. And I'm like, wait a minute. And that's where I started doing more research into it. And I'm fairly certain that that's what it is. I always reserve room to be wrong, but one day in the future we will see. There was an 88 copper found a few years ago, which makes me wonder where the heck that planchet was stashed. In somebody's pocket. Or the mint just does that stuff. I mean, I've worked in manufacturing and stuff like that I can see how that could easily happen, but for years like that, what is that, like 5 years or more? 88, technically probably closer to 6. That's getting, unless they pulled a bin, right, from the copper days, and then took it back, nobody ever cleaned it out, and then somehow they put it back into circulation 5 years later, and it still just happened to have like one copper planchet mixed in. I mean, I agree with you. I don't know how that happens either, but it could get stuck. You ever got a Dorito out of a bag that tasted like it went through the flavor sprayer too many times? So, I mean, it can happen. But that definitely seems suspect. I couldn't work at the Mint. I'd be trying to make errors all day long. All day long. I'd be all over that. I'm not going to be able to see that now. I'm all zoomed up. 82 large date. I'm not even going to weigh it. We're not doing too good on the copper anyway. I mean, not bad, but not super great either. I mean, there's some in here. 82 large date. Yeah. What happened to you? I love that because by the naked eye, I can't see that at all. And some of them, you throw them under the scope, and you can just see the date playing like that. I love that. Sometimes it works to our advantage. Yeah, it can happen, but like the ones that I find interesting are like the cloth strike throughs that I've seen, and some of those kind of things where it's like you can make that happen. Like, why is cloth anywhere near the machine unless it's like somebody's sleeve or something? You know. Oh yeah, there we go. That'll be the one. It's a small date. It's not a D, but it's all beat up. Of course it would be, and it's. Let's see. But yeah, you can make that. I have no idea why there would be cloth anywhere near a press of almost any kind. It's that one. 82 large date. What's it weigh? If I actually get it on the scale. 3.1. And then I drop it. There's pennies all over the floor, just to let you know. And I actually picked up the right one. Look at that. What is this? Oh, let's see. Alright. We got another wheat penny. Every time I'm about to give up, the gods grace me with something. So, reverse doesn't look horrible. What year is it? 45 with a big scrape in it. That's still a wheatie. Now we're up to 5 in the whole thing. It's not too bad. I will say, me too, I'm too fat. Doritos are bad. I don't have any right now. I have chips, and maybe I will hit them up later. But Doritos are bad because you can just... I don't know if it's like our upbringing, because Doritos were the thing, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s and all that. But, man, you can just mash a bag. Like, I'll start eating chips. Like, I don't snack often, I guess. But when I do, I'll just be sitting there, and then I'm like, oh my God, that's the bottom of the bag. Oh my God, I gotta look. And there's like maybe a quarter of the bag left. I'm like, oh no. I'll smash on some Doritos. Cool Ranch. The taco one is pretty good. Nacho cheese isn't bad, but it's not my favorite. I like Cool Ranch. What kind of chips do I have? I have generic, like regular potato chips. I have some sour cream and onion. I have, I think, some like the Lay's cheddar and sour cream. Stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. I basically, for the most part, buy whatever my kids will eat. And then I eat that. Like, I cannot tell you how many dinners of chicken nuggets and French fries and mac and cheese, and I get them on some stuff. Like, they'll eat salmon, and sometimes I can make like a nice salmon and rice dinner and stuff. But like, for the most part, it's whatever they will eat. Hot dogs and mac and cheese and ramen. But like, I like the good ramen. They like the crap ramen. So we'll eat ramen from time to time. And I'll do that with them. I do have them to where they like my favorite Japanese restaurant here in town. And so they will go with me there. They will eat miso soup. They get the kids' meal with extra noodles. They have a bowl of white rice on the side. Like, it's a whole thing. It's kind of expensive, but they love it, so, you know, I do it. But yeah, eating in this house is basically I get the leftovers from whatever they will actually eat. I made the mistake of buying. I had them eating like those the rib patties. Again, I'm not saying it's not health food or anything, but like the preformed like rib patties you get in like the frozen section. I had them eating those at one point. I swear to God, it's been a while, but I had them eating those, and now all of a sudden, they will not touch them. They don't like them. They won't have them. So I think I even have one in my freezer, and maybe I'll make that this weekend while the kids aren't here to get rid of it, because I cannot make it when they're here. They won't eat it. And this gets me too a little bit. This, look, that's either a 1993 or a 1998. Now this thing's gouged pretty well, right? And we all know it's mostly zinc, but to look at it, that copper plating must be pretty thick because you see copper pushing through. But if we actually cut into this thing, it'll be silver on the inside. So that copper plating is actually pretty good. I don't know what the percentage is off the top of my head, but you would think if it got some heavy scratches like that, that it would show through the clad, but it doesn't. Harvest cheddar, no. Bad road dog. Or road hog. Why did I say dog? Sorry. What is it? It's is it like garden salsa? That's where the money's at on Sun Chips. It's something like that. It's like tomato garden salsa. So I don't know the name of it. I just know when I see it, I grab it. That's my favorite Sun Chip. Those are the ones that are good. Harvest Cheddar's not bad, and Sun Chips are superior to almost every other chip in most situations. But the whatever it is, garden salsa, something like that. That's my favorite. I don't get them often, but when I see them or when I think about it, that's what I get. Everybody does cheddar. Everybody. Constantly. Cheddar this, cheddar that, sour cream and cheddar. The red bag, yeah. Yeah. Kendall knows. Yeah, it's something like that. I know there's a tomato one. I don't have a lot of room in my brain for information that I don't find like pertinent, and so I don't save it. If I don't think I need it, even if I try to remember it, my brain will go, nope, you don't need that, and it'll just space out to nothingness. So I think that's right there. I think it's like garden salsa. What are you? But those are my favorite. And same thing with those. I will eat a whole bag of those things by myself for no reason. They're delicious. We're almost through this roll, and we're doing a little better. I would still like to find more Wheaties, but I've been through entire boxes and not found any, so we're not doing hateful. It could always be better, but that's why I kind of flipped out when, like that story that I told in the one video where that was, I think, the first time I had Sarah convinced to like help me sort pennies, and I was like, yeah, go ahead if you want to open them up and start looking through them. And I told her, what to do. On her, I just say 81 and before, separate them out. And if you see anything that looks really nice and it's not like a 2020 or 2010 or any of the new stuff, then put it aside. And so I gave her those directions, and obviously, I told her the wheat bag. And she's like, oh yeah, I found some. I'm like, okay, cool. And then she's like, yeah, like, I got 10. Yeah, I got 15. Yeah, I got 20. And I'm like, no, there's got to be something wrong. Like, and it's still to this day kind of like makes me mad because like she was like halfway through the box by the time I was cooking or doing something for the kids, and um, it was a while before I could. I'm like, yeah, some like I'll resort them. I'll go set her straight, like whatever. And then by the time I got around to it and I got over and I looked and I'm like, wait, you got all these? And they're all Wheaties. And like she's like halfway through the box. I'm like, are you kidding me? And like I started going through them with her after dinner, and it was like, yeah, it was like 10 a roll. It was just crazy sometimes. Some rolls didn't have maybe one or something, but there were so many wheat pennies in those rolls, and that's kind of spoiled me on wheat pennies, because now you know, it's hard to kind of gauge what's normal, because you might get a box like that that's just loaded with wheat pennies. I've also thought about this. Like we should, and maybe this will get more prevalent in the future, we'll see, but we should seed rolls. Now let me explain. Now, it's hard to, and it's almost impossible to do right, but something like halves, right? I feel like will probably be the easiest because they're not really in circulation. But halves are kind of, with halves, what I would do to seed would probably be to get a bunch of clad halves, hopefully like decent looking ones, right? And go get them like all gold plated, right? I don't know what that would cost, but I'm sure hopefully it couldn't be too bad. Get a whole bunch of gold plated halves, right? Just to give somebody something to find, and go take them back to the bank, put them in some rolls, scatter them out, whatever. Or take, I don't know, does Coinstar take halves? I don't know. Somebody answer that. You take them to like a Coinstar to make sure they get like dispersed back into circulation. But yeah, like gold plate a bunch of halves and seed them back in. Maybe even throw like a little sticker on the back, or something, and say, hey, like, come check out Just Stack It YouTube or something. Like seed the rolls to give people something maybe not cool to find. I'm not seeding silver. You know what I mean? I'm not seeding silver, but I would do something like that just so that they have something cool to find to maybe hold on to. With halves, anything else you're risking, normal people finding it and, it effectively going to waste. So that would be cool. I feel like we'll get to that point in the future where there's not going to be a whole lot to find in rolls. I mean, at some point, the silver game is up, right? And I don't feel like we're... Oh, hold on. I got a copper. But... Oh, you're pretty. Hold on. Don't. You're real pretty. Come here. Is that a scratch on my real pretty? No, that's like the Joyce thing. Okay, there we go. Lincoln commemorative. And it's gorgeous. Yes. What's the other side look like? Oh, yeah. Sweet. There we go. That's a nice find. I'll put that up there with the formative years. And we're starting to get... I like finding really nice examples of those. I mean, I know they're not like necessarily gradable, but at some point I'll probably put together like little sets of them, the whole set, and again, they won't be like graded quality, but I'd call that AU, at least, if not maybe even BU. It's something, right? There's a really nice 1994. Not nice enough, but close. 69. I haven't found a lot of S's recently. You've had your whole stash stolen from you before? Yeah, people. People are crappy. And after talking to my LCS guy, bullion dealer, we'll call it, put back up the cam again. Put it back up on the cam. Which one? Oh, this? The presidential? Yeah. So, I'll even zoom up so you get the full picture. And maybe if I can get the light to act right. Man. Let's turn the light back up. God, the glare. But it's a really nice coin, that's why. So, there. This is the, I don't know if this one's technically the presidential. Yeah, because it's childhood home, formative years, his years as a lawyer in, I believe it's Illinois, and then this is the presidential years, I believe, if I am correct. If not, somebody will probably correct me. But yeah, that's it. And it's really nice to find ones that aren't all marred up and are still shiny like this. So it's all the 2009s. And you can find these things all over. I have probably hundreds of them. Yeah, it is nice. It's not a Wheatie, but arguably, one day it might even be worth more than most Wheaties because it's, like a one-off. So, we'll see. Time will tell. But we got about 6 rolls in the box and 2 rolls on the table. We're not doing too bad. And then we will give away some silver. There's a couple of you still left in here for that. Find something in the old box. There's a 69. Yeah, I'm really not finding S's lately, and I don't know why. I mean, we are Midwest, so I guess we don't get them as much as some people do. But usually you find a couple, and I'm just not on it today. 69D. Ooh, there's our first Canadian. Let's get that out. 1999. I don't know if they call that old head or what they call it, but it's the one where she's older. Not in the best of shape, but it'll go into the coin book for Canadians. I'll pull this off now and set it to the side and continue on. I really want to find an Indian head in a box. I'm in a coin roll hunting group on Facebook, and I see what people post, and people find them. I just never have. I don't know how they get so lucky, but they do. Oh, that one's all banged up. Interesting. So, anybody traveling for the holidays? Got any, actually, good plans to look forward to? Let's see. I don't have any specifically planned, and I don't even think I'm going to have the kids that weekend. Then the whole next week, I'll probably, I know I gotta work, but I might have some kids in there like that whole week while I'm working, maybe. And then, yeah, New Year's weekend, I will have children, but I'm not going anywhere. No travel planned, at least not at the moment, unless something crazy happens between now and then. But I don't have a lot of family to go visit. I mean, I do, but I usually, if I ever get the choice to just chill versus going and doing something, I'm probably always going to choose chilling. It's cheaper, avoids problems mostly, car trouble, this or that, whatever kind of issues you might run into going out into the world today. If I have the choice and it doesn't make like a huge difference, I will more than likely always stay home. And it keeps you from spending money. Port Huron, Michigan. And was that a weedy ender? I don't know. By the way that it fell, I don't know. But we found another weedy. And she looks okay on the back. What's the front say? 1950D. Not in horrible condition either. Alright, so that's 6 now. It's something. We're gonna fill up this bag. And we're gonna send it to JM Bullion or somebody else. I know everybody has buyback programs. I just want to see what it's like. And then see if they will literally just do, I think it's $1.50 for a bag of Wheaties, because that's what they say on the site. And they don't give like a stipulation that says like, oh, you gotta have 10 rolls or whatever of Wheaties to do this. It just says 1 roll of wheat pennies, $1.50. So, if I can triple my money on stuff that, we just missed it. Just missed it. 1959. It's the first year of the Lincoln. Back. Lincoln Memorial back, whatever. But I'm curious to see, and if that's the case, maybe I'll make that a thing that I build up to and get a couple of bucks and move on with my life. The copper, I don't know. I feel like giving away. Oh, Constitutional. Have a great night. Thank you. I appreciate it more than you know. The copper, I feel like, I think Flip said it last time I was talking about not donating the copper, but giving it away to somebody like that to sell. And he's like, oh yeah, I wouldn't do that. It's going to be worth way more. And I agree. But to get rid of some of the weight, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens first. But, it's not going to make me rich saving the copper, right? I mean, let's face it. Even best case scenario, a penny goes up to, let's see, what is that? What did they say they were given for that? Hold on, let's go back. We got a bunch of stuff. PCGS, silver price isn't really going to move. Where is that? Okay, here we go. And that's interesting that they're calling the copper bronze. I'm very confused by that. There we go. So, they are saying 95% copper Lincoln Memorial pennies, $50 face value. They're giving $110. So that is more than double the copper. I mean, I don't know. That's not that bad. I mean, I'm not really waiting for a copper payday, per se. So, to do that, that's where I would have to, like, figure it out. Because I don't have an account on here yet. But I'll, like, look around and see. It depends on how they want you to package it. If you got to roll it all up or do something crazy, that would deter me, right? But if you can just simply take a giant bag that you're pretty sure counts up to that and just send it to them and they will give you $110, it's double your money. That's not bad for the copper. I've had people offer me double the money on just the Wheaties. My LCS bullion dealer guy, I asked him, I said, well, what about wheat pennies? I know you really don't do stuff, but, you know, if I had a bunch of wheat pennies, you know, what would you give me for those? And he said 2 cents. He would double my money on the wheat pennies. I can double my money on the copper alone, and then if I do something like this, with at least with JM Bullion, I can triple my money on the Wheaties. That's not hateful, especially if you're just looking to help fund your coin addiction habit of looking through stuff. And for things like the live stream and stuff here, if it, you know, made this whole thing kind of financially worth it, and helped me put more money down to get more boxes in the future or whatever, I think that's kind of a win-win, sort of. Let me go back to the screen so I can actually see what's going on. Who pays for the shipping? Who pays for what shipping? Oh, I am 90% sure that it's them. Now, on the pennies, that's the only one, the copper, that's the only one that might be questionable, but it should be them to my knowledge. Let's see. Hold on. Let me go to their website, because right now I'm on the buyback. Let me go see if I can buy copper pennies and see what they're charging for them. We know what they're selling them for. Copper cents. Okay, nothing's coming up for copper cents. Okay, yeah, here we go. Well, it's out of stock, so let me show you. Boom, boom. Okay, so it is here. It's out of stock, though. So it's out of stock. Sell to us, price 110, but it doesn't have a price. That's interesting. I wonder how much they are selling. Obviously, it's more than $110, so maybe like $250, possibly even $300. But yeah, I believe that when you do the sell to us, at most of the companies that I've researched, and them included, unless it's something crazy, usually shipping's included by them. When you submit your sell to us order, so to speak, they send you a shipping label and you ship it out. So they should pay shipping, and that would not be, especially for someone, you know, like low budget, that wouldn't be a bad way to hunt some coins and kind of, you know, double your money and move on. If you actually kept like a fund together, you know, separated money just for that purpose, it might not be so bad. What's this guy? That's a D. We'll get in on it though. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look through these 69s. Apparently they have a, you know, a pretty nice doubling on the date and some repunching on the mint marks and stuff. This one's dirty. it's kind of hard to tell. Oh, and now it's so close I can't get under it. Focus. I like my new cam setup, but it's a pain sometimes. Try to get closer. Yeah, I don't see anything unless it's hiding in that tarnish buildup. But we will take it. It's copper. But yeah, so I mean, even if just a way to, you know, kind of double your money and run, it's not bad. Nobody's going to become a millionaire off the copper pennies, right? Ooh, you have lots of definition on the reverse. That must have been a new die on the reverse. The front's okay. It's a 71, but the back, just sharp as a tack. 92. It's the 92 supposed to be the close I am, and it's not. But yeah, I will probably try that just for the sake of, even if it's just for a video, you know, show people what you can do. 82. Fire up the scale, large date D, and it's copper. Even just to show people what you can do. I mean, hunting through pennies is... Oh, we got another Wheatie. I'll get to it in a second. Oh, she's nice on the back. Hold on, we gotta go up. Dun dun dun. Oh yeah, she's in good shape on the reverse. And on the obverse, 53D. Not too bad. That makes 7 total for the box so far. We're getting there to get that roll. But, you know, do the video, show people what you can do with, you know, the coppers, because penny hunting is a staple. You can almost always get a box of pennies, even if, you know, you don't have that planned out. You could just roll up and ask most banks if you can get a box of pennies, and most of them are going to have it on hand. So I think for that, like the ease of it, and then, you know, yeah, maybe you're going to look for errors and varieties and doubling and all these other things, but in there, while you're doing that, so as not to waste your time, you can double some money. Let's say it takes you 15 boxes to, or so, to get enough copper to do that JM thing. Every 15 boxes, give or take, you're doubling that money that you've pulled. Plus, you still get to return all the zinc, right, for the face value. So, assuming you did like 1 or 2 boxes a week, you know, you could probably make a couple $100 a year. I mean, it's not much, again, but you know, again, you could build on that. And, you know, your hobby would then be kind of, if it was just, we're just talking about pennies, you know, in a 1 cent fashion, could kind of, and you're mainly looking for varieties or other stuff, it wouldn't pay for itself, but it kind of would, sort of, you know, if you did decent enough at finding the copper. Every so often, you would double your money if you kept that, like I said, set aside into a fund specifically for that purpose. You could then get more boxes and maybe have to go pick up less often, save gas, you know, do something, and then really turn it into something that when something did come up, it could pay for your grading fees. If you found a really nice double or a decent whatever some variety that you wanted to keep rather than just sitting on it or then having to shell out the money to send it in to get it certified. The money from offloading the copper could cover that you had built up for all that time of not close 1992. That you had built up. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like sitting on the copper. I want to save it, and I have a bunch, but I think before I build up like multiple 5-gallon buckets full, that makes it very hard to move. Yeah, I'm probably going to want to do something. And the thought, oh man, look at that. This is funny. This is hilarious. That's somebody's whole ass thumbprint all over this penny. That's funny. Before I get to that point and I got like all this weight on my hands, you offer me the option of just doubling my money on it. It's not too bad. I would probably go for that. Because moving that heavy stuff, if you've ever had to move a safe with a bunch of stuff in it, it's not fun. Not fun at all. And things like that, if you're smart, you don't let the movers move your safe or your valuables. Now the pennies, yeah, who cares? But like if I know a lot of people that have big safes for different reasons. Some for the old gunpowder and some for other things, but you never let the moving company move your safe because then they know you have something. And the bigger the safe, the bigger the deal, right? And those are, I'm sure most of them are on the up and up, but all it takes is them saying something to some guy at a party. Oh yeah, we were at this house up on wherever this weekend moving this guy's safe. Huge safe. Took us 2 hours to get it in the house. We had to use 6 guys and all this equipment and dollies and jacks and straps and safe. What? Oh yeah, guy said he had stuff in there. I mean, if it's a safe that big, that there's something of value in it, and it's in this house. All it takes is somebody just saying something like that. Maybe they don't even have bad intentions, but they say it to somebody that does or might, and then all of a sudden, your house is a target, and your stuff is, in some form vulnerable. It's just not. Never have the moving company move your big safe. If you're going to have them move stuff, split it up and wrap it, pack it, however, inconspicuously, and then, try to deal with that as best you can. But don't let them move your safe. Prefer no one to know that you have a safe besides your inner circle, whoever that might be. 1989, no mint mark. Don't quote me, but I don't think that's special. 89, that should just be a Philadelphia. Yeah. So, most of the pennies are real good for this. And a lot of the older change is, if there's no mint mark, most of the time it's nothing special and it's just a Philadelphia. But here, closer to the modern times, still with the exception of the penny, I think, I have to check no, I guess on the 2022s they're doing it too. If there's no mint mark, it's a Philadelphia. I don't know why Philadelphia gets to be lazy, but they are. On a lot of the other coins, they've started including it, but they will not punch a mint mark on it if it's the Philadelphia mint. But there are some coins out there, Roadhog, that are, there's no mint mark, so it's special. Usually that's like the S proofs, and things that somehow, some way they forgot to put an S on it. That kind of thing. But they do exist, just they're not super common. I doubt we will be finding them. But yeah, in the 89, yeah, that's just a P. But it's funny, man. It's real funny. Like, some of these cents, right? Like, in MS-63, most all of these pennies, and I'm just looking at the PCS thing, most all of these pennies are worth, you know, $5-6. Now, granted, that's an MS-63 condition, and it would have to be really officially graded to fetch that, but that's kind of crazy for a penny, right, to be worth $5 or $6. Now, when you take grading fees into account, that's why you don't see them, because it's not worth it to get graded. But in the higher grades, some of these damn things are in the thousands. I mean, yeah, some of them are errors, but like here, a 1983 red in MS-68 plus, according to the PCGS website right now, is a $5,000 penny. Now, that's a super hard grade to get, you know, whatever, but it's a $5,000 penny, and that's just a normal penny, I think. I don't see any other, it's not the double dies or any of that, it's just an 83P. It's kind of weird. But that's the best color, the best condition. That's like your Cadillac of 83 pennies, right? Come on, roll. Oh, the other part that I don't like about pennies, it's not too much of a hassle, but rolling them back up. My bank doesn't have one of those like Coinstar type machines that you can just dump change into. So I have to roll up all of my pennies and take them back. And it's not bad. I got one of those little things you get on Amazon, the coin roller thing. And that helps a lot, but still a pain. Is that a Wheatie? Yeah, buddy. Oh, hold on. Let me get back to the screen so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm going to go grab another beer, too. I don't know how long we'll be on here, but I definitely need another beer. Dun, dun, dun. I have returned with the beer. So, it's not super pretty. See, this is the example of what I'm talking about. Like, a lot of the copper, we know. And yes, 10 years from now, it may be worth 6 or 7 or 8 or maybe even 10 times what it is now. And I guess if you send that in, you're taking the risk. But like with this wheat penny, there's nothing real great about it. It's a 58, which is the later years. Latest year. And it's in not great shape. If somebody is willing to give me 3 cents for this mildly effed up Wheatie, then I think I'm going to take it. So that's basically what I'm doing. Good night, Ruler. I appreciate you hanging out very much. God, I should probably get this next giveaway going before everybody drops off on me. I thought I would start catching some of the West Coasters by now, but I haven't. So I'll get through this. We'll run through this. 66. Close AM. Or not 66, 96. Looking for that rare wide AM on the 66. I think it's wide. Anyhow. I haven't found as many. There's a 66 for me. I haven't found as many Lincoln commemoratives either. Sometimes on a box, it'll just be flooded with them. And this has not been the case. We have actually now more wheat pennies than we do the Lincoln commemoratives, which I'll take it, but it's odd. Ooh, there's a really nice 79. My copper bin down here is getting full. Look at this guy. It has seen some stuff, and it's not even that old. 89. Yikes. My copper, or not copper, clad bin down here is getting full, kind of overflowing, but we only got 2 rolls left. 67, 94. Okay. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Not doing too bad. All right, beer me. Okay, we will get another giveaway going. What am I going to give away this time? We'll do something simple. I don't like giving you guys my nice stuff. I want to keep it all. Like Gollum with his precious. Some stuff I don't mind, but it's like, it just depends. Like, most of the stuff I bought for like reasons. Like, I like them, I'm collecting, you know, whatever. A bunch of barbers here. When did I, that must have been Ray. I didn't know I had so many barbers. Jeez. Do I have a 1904 in here that's better than the one in my set? No, of course not. Why would that be? But, okay. You're really nice. What is that? Huh. That's almost Cinnamon condition. Okay, we'll do this. It's not much. I have pennies on my bathroom floor that look like that. We're going to do this. And keep it simple. Mercury dime, 1945. Of course it's silver. I know. It's not as good as Roadhog's win earlier, but well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. We'll throw in a Sacagawea on it too. So, 1945, pretty nice Merc dime. Still has some bands on the back, not full bands, but they're kind of there. And then another Mint State Sacagawea. Roadhog, I would refrain from entering. There's only a few of us here, so you already have a package. Maybe try again another day. Otherwise, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg to ship to you by the end of the month. Ruler loves Mercs. Well, okay, we'll do this quick then. We're going to do numbers. We're going to do 66 to 81. We'll try to keep it small. Don't start guessing yet. I haven't wrote the number down. Okay, now I've wrote the number down. 66 to 81. Ooh, Coin Junkie firing out of the gate. Alright, let me get back to the actual screen. Okay. Man. Don't worry, I'll tell you when you win. When somebody hits it. Merc time. Who wants a Merc time? Oh man, we're dancing around it. Okay, there we go. We got somebody. Somebody won. Somebody won. It was 76. So that is Mr. Jason Harvilla via, and we will get those two out to him, and of course again Mint State 2000P Sacagawea non-Cheerios variety. So we'll get that put into your guys' bags. And man, if I keep doing giveaways at this rate, and I actually do start running auctions, that would be a really good thing for, like, to get the free shipping. Like, I wonder why more people don't do that. Alright, I got those set aside. Lovely Merc time. And we only have 2 rolls left, so I will continue on my hunt. I'm kind of hoping maybe I can round this out. Ooh, this is not good. Both sides of this roll are brand new. That's not a good sign. But we haven't got like a whole roll of brand new out of any of this yet, so I think we're good. I'd like to end this out with another 10 Wheaties for that bag. We'll see if we could only be so lucky. Alright, Ruler, I know you said you were cutting it. Thanks for staying, trying on the giveaway. I appreciate it. 94. That's a close. I think there's a 94 wide. Yeah, that was close. But have a good rest of your night if you're cutting it out. And I appreciate you hanging out for as long as you did. Definitely. And as always, what is that? 82D. We got to weigh it. Because, right, we're looking for the small date, which it is. 82D. And, of course, it's 2.5. I need to find that copper one. That would be something. I don't even think half the time I really want the hard to find stuff for, that's a small date, but it's not a D. For like anything, it's just really cool to find stuff. Like those die chips and stuff that I found. I mean, I'm not going to say I'll never sell them. Shoot, I might sell them tomorrow. I am going to increase my eBay listings and put some stuff on there again just to kind of build that up. But it's nice and cool just to find some of that stuff. Now, if you find like W's, you know, if you've got a bunch of W's, you know, yeah, you can probably offload some, keep some of the better examples, sell some of the others, whatever. They are worth a decent amount. But yeah, I think finding them is the main part, the most important part, and then after that, it's more along the lines of, yeah, I mean, you can offload some of it, have a good few examples or something, and then, you know, go on from there. But I'm not opposed to selling them, but the ones I have right now, I'm not going to. I plan on keeping them. I like having them to show people like what you can find in your change. I sold the 1W. That was really just to get sales, and I figured it would sell, and it sold for think it was like $6 plus whatever the shipping cost was. And I did like the real actual package shipping and everything, so it is what it is. Because they were paying a few bucks, I could have done it in a letter, but with me being so new and the feedback being so important, I didn't want to chance it, so I sold it for $6. That was the best I could get. That's where I had the starting bid at. I thought it was going to go above that, but it is, again, only one W quarter, so that's kind of a tough sale. You know, they're better in lots, and they fetch better prices, too. I think 4-piece lot usually goes for like 40 or 50 bucks. Easy, maybe even more, depending on if they're in decent shape. So it looks like we're not going to get our Wheaties that we were hoping for, but we didn't do too bad. Oh, there's a 76 with some PMD on it. I was only one off by... Yeah, I know. That's why I was watching people bounce around it, and I'm like... You know, I figured 76 being in there is usually a popular number for people to guess because of, like, Independence Day and everything, but in this case, I was wrong. So, yeah, you did. You just missed it, Ruler. Happens to the best of us. I was in somebody's live stream recently, and they were doing stuff like that. I think it was Plumber's Talker. And everybody was guessing, and I didn't know that there was like a set amount of numbers. I just saw what people were guessing, so I started throwing out numbers. And they're like, that's not even in the range. I'm like, I wasn't here. I don't know what the range is. There's a really nice 88. Ooh, man, we're getting skunked on the copper on the last roll. Almost. I mean, a couple, but nothing crazy. Like, usually we get a couple. Okay, there we go. We're getting a little better. What are you? 93. Alright. And that wraps it up. Man, not very good on the copper. I don't even know if this will weigh this. Mode. Probably not. Yeah, it will. So it's obviously the container, but I think I got it all on there. Yeah, 33 regular ounces, the AVDP or whatever ounces. 33.62 ounces with the container of copper. So that's 2 pounds? No. Ounce to pounds. Hold on. One of these days I'll know my stuff. Oh, jeez. I can't even type it right. So, what do we say? 33.6 ounce. Yeah, 2.1 pounds. Alright, I didn't give myself enough credit. So 2 pounds of copper. So let's see on this. Let's go to grams, right? How many pennies are in a box? 5,000? What is that? Hold on, I want to figure out what the weight of 2 boxes of pennies would be. So, you think about this. Yeah, it's like there's 50 or there's 100 pennies in a dollar. It's $25, so that's 2,500. So it's 5,000 pennies. So hold on. We're gonna say an average of 3 grams, or we'll actually do the 3.1 times 5,000 equals. Okay. That's 1550 grams, or 15,500, sorry. So 34.17 pounds on average, if we're going by weight, is 2 boxes of pennies. So eventually I will weigh this bag and see if it is, what did I say, 37 pounds? And then we will know when I'm eligible to send in my copper and see how that goes. I know I'll get these Wheaties though soon because we're almost there. The bag had 20 something. We're getting closer. That's Canadian. We had 8 wheat cents in that whole box. Nothing special, nothing really old. So nothing I don't mind putting into this bag. And yeah, we're getting closer. So once we get 50 of these, we'll send them back into somewhere and triple our money. And woohoo, $1.50. Not too bad. We're getting closer. I really wish wheat penny, like I want another good box of them, just to have it, like where you're finding them left and right. I miss that. That one box, like I said, spoiled me. Alright, so Jason and Roadhog now have new packages waiting from the giveaways. And I don't know, I don't have a whole lot else going on. I don't know who else is streaming. We can go see and take a look, but I don't expect anyone to be at this late hour. There's me. And I don't see anybody else. Possibly some videos and other things to check out, but I think I am going to get off here and get some food, something to eat, snack, late night snack, and probably work on some videos. So 8 wheats, I'm not complaining, but when you have a box with like, it was real close to it was like 140 something. When you get a box like that, it spoils you for a bit because you're kind of like, it's possible. It's really not normally. And I flipped like all of those up, and there are some good ones in there. There's probably some Kohl's that I could pull out of that, but I was flipping most of them, I think, at that point. So yeah, it'll remain to be seen, but something to think about. Anyhow, I'm gonna sign off for the night. I appreciate everybody. I will see you tomorrow at Early Bird Trade Day for sure, and then sometime late in the evening, according to Big Flip, he's gonna do Saturday night. So I'm kind of curious to see if he's gonna do the open panel and all of that. But that Saturday night auction last week was nice. I mean, and I'm not saying that just because I got up on panel and I got rid of some stuff. It was really fun. I kind of like that that setup. But we'll see. It sounds like that's what we're getting, at least for this week. And I have video dropping tomorrow. I will film some more and get those scheduled out too, so be on the lookout for that. And I will see you guys next time I stream, which, shoot, for all